or I'm not even talking to anybody. I'm really talking to myself. But I still don't want to trade anymore. Um, I don't want to look at the markets. But I woke up this morning, barely even watch market open. Uh, Left for like an hour and 30 minutes. Came back and I know I was just looking, peeking my head through the hole to see what's going on. And as I was looking, I noticed this stock, fosl something, fosl group, ticker symbol FOSS. I saw that before all this happened. I saw that it was uptrending here, and then I have. When I get to the point where I traded it, I'll show you clearly where I traded. But I saw that it had uptrended. I saw all of this right here. So it uptrended, pulled back. I noticed that the high was roughly $25. Then it went up a whole dollar right here, and then after that it went up only 36 cents from the previous high. So I'm like, okay, it must be dying, or not dying, but like losing momentum. And that's when I entered for a short. Um, Now I know shorting the first green day. Also, let me show you the past history. Past history, no overhead resistance. Um, the flow. I don't think I looked at the float. But yeah, I did. I don't think I looked at the float. Um, but it was 46 mil, and the outstanding was 31. I mean 51. So it's like a stock like this, I would never short. Um, uh, I would never short it because it meets like all the criteria a uh, for a long. It had the big percent. I don't think I've seen any catalysts on this stock. Um, oh, okay, now I remember. Uh, so it had all the stuff that I was looking for as far as it being something too long. But then I looked at the offering, and this is not fresh in my memory. I have I thought I seen an offering in here. I know I seen an offering. I think it was in 2018. Um, they had an offering. It's gonna be somewhere here. There was an offering. I think there was an offering. It might have been the other stock. Okay. Yeah, I'm starting to remember now. There was no offering. I couldn't find an offering for over 2 years, and now this is 3 years ago. And I was looking, it was just 2 years that I looked back. Um, so I was thinking about longing it, but then I looked at the news and I noticed that they had a recent uh, partnership. So Fossil Group comments on this company, Armani, Armani Group partnership with AMC. which is up today as well. It's one of the biggest percent gainers for the day. So I don't know if they actually did the offering or not. I mean, the partnership or not. But looking at today, I was judging it based off the partnership and the price action. Excuse me. Excuse me. Um, I saw that it lost momentum and it was coming down. So I wanted to take a short here at $25. Um, but I'm like, it's too far away from high day. Maybe I should wait till it hit high day or go past high day to short it. But it didn't. It did this little number right here where it went from 24.66 up to $25. Um, well, I think it was like right here, at this where it closed, and then it pushed up, and I wanted to short, but I'm like, I'm not comfortable with it, and if I short and I shoot just 100 shares of starter position, I'm risking $136, and I wasn't too comfortable with that, and there was no sign for me to exit except for high day, so I didn't enter. I mean, maybe I could have used this point right here and exited right here, but I was just hesitant to do it. So when I saw that it was panicking or coming down, I took my shot and I hit it right here for, what does it say, 100 shares, and it just started pulling back, and I was making like 50. Then it came to $100, and then at this point it got halted. I was up like 180, I believe, during the halt. But from the looks of how halts have been, um, today, every stock is getting halted. Billions of shares and billions of dollars are running through stocks, and Tim Sykes stated that even the brokers can't keep up with the orders because they're happening too fast, and um, everything's getting halted. So I was like, okay, it got halted. That's a good sign for shorts, but I've been seeing stocks that get halted end up bouncing and going up even higher. So, I couldn't tell if there was an offering, but it did have a partnership. So if they actually did a partnership, one thing I believe is that when they do a partnership, um, I think uh, when they complete the partnership, the company, like, okay, this is false or fosl. So the other company that they did a partnership with is giving shares, or can automatically dump shares. I don't know how, but this is something I believe, and I'm still learning and trying to do research on. But they can somehow dump shares, whether the broker gives it to the company gives it to the other company, or their company, the second company, can dump shares onto this other company because now they're partners. I don't know how, but every time I see companies partner up together, is as if there's an offering. Somebody's dumping shares because the price action, the level twos, the time and sales, everything. I'm getting nothing but signs of manipulation. So that's what I believe, and that's how I'm doing it until proven differently. So after it got unhalted, I saw that it pulled back and then it started uptrending, and I just immediately hit my market order to get out. Um, Now I don't normally use market orders, but I was up on my trade and I was afraid that this was just going to move too fast for me. Even though I lose gains, I'm still profiting, as you see right here. So I didn't care. So it eventually pulled back more than what I expected, bounced, and even pulled back more to the 20s. Um, my entry was at $24.11. I exited at, it would show me here, at 22.56. So that's about, almost $2 per share, probably $2 per share. I'm not doing the math, but it was a good trade for me. I could have made more, but I didn't care because Once I get see a stock getting halted, I become very uncomfortable with trading it. I don't want to be in it. I just don't like halts. So eventually it bounced, as I said. Anytime a stock gets halted, I've been seeing that they bounce, and they bounced, and they bounced pretty well, even hit a new high a day. So, and that's what I've been seeing this past week. So I'm like, and last week. So I'm like, you know what? I'm out, and I was right for getting out because it ended up bouncing. So I made $153. I was happy with that. I'm still upset with what happened yesterday, but to me, um, it's more of you know more of a learning process for me. Um, number one thing that I made a mistake on was cutting losses quickly, um, and following orders. So yeah, bro. So on to the next stock that I traded today, RIG. Now looking at RIG past history, trust me, I already did all the research that I normally do. It's not on the top of my mind right now, so I have to just review it, go over it all over again. But bad past history chart. I noticed that it didn't or barely pass the previous high day. So this is a multi-month resistance, but it only passed it by 20 cents. So I'm like, okay. When I was watching it, right here, only the high of the multi-month resistance was 410. This hit 419, only 9 cents difference. If it's not over 15 cent, it's not a really true breakout from what I've learned. If the stock price is a bit lower, like $1, then I think 5 cents is what it needs to do to really break out. I don't remember. I learned this a long time ago. Um, but so it had pullback before I even started watching it. It did this pullback and bounce. So let me remove these. Let me change it to a dash so that I can show you everything. So before, it was uptrending, and I'm like, okay, I wanted to get to 410, and I was short at 410 with a risk of 9 cents. So I was gonna do about 300 shares, 300 times nine, uh, three times nine, 300 times $9, or 9 cent per share is $27 risk. So I was risking $27 here, but I didn't get the entry that I wanted. Um, so, well, before I even talk about my how I traded it, we'll look it up first. Um, RIG, and I don't think I know I didn't look at the statistics for sure. Um, it's probably just slipped my mind because I was more going I was going off of price action for sure. I was going off of price action manually, but for sure I didn't look at the float because now I'm looking at the float and I'm shocked. I probably would have stayed a bit longer, but the float is 579 million shares. That's a high ass number, and not only that, um, the outstanding is 614. This may not be updated, but uh, the fact that it's up trending like this just tells me like, man, this is a different market. Things are changing. Everything's going up so quickly. I remember looking at the news, and there was no news that caught my eye as far as a partnership or anything. Um, uh, so I didn't really want to trade it, or I didn't really want to go off of news. So I'm like, okay, I'm not going to trade it if I don't get something that convinces me that it's going to downtrend. Um, because I saw that it wasn't breaking past the multi-month uh, high. So I went to look into the filings. Um, and when I got into the filings, I think it's about 2 years back, but they had an offering. And I was trying to pull up the page. But for some reason, OTCmarket.com has been acting really slow lately. Probably because everybody's going on this page, and the stock halts when I traded FOSL. I tried to see why it got halted. I know it was a volatility halt, but I just wanted to confirm it. But even that website is not loading because probably everybody's on that website looking at stocks that are getting halted. But about 2 or 3 years out, here we go. Um, this wouldn't load, but it had an offering. Um, I didn't get a chance to read it. Um, let me try to read it now. So they had a merge, so merge agreement. So clearly they merged with a company. So that would have gave me more conviction to short. Um, an outstanding share immediately prior to such time will be canceled. Set forth the merge will be canceled automatically, converted into rights to receive 1.61 newly issued shares and $2.75 in cash. So I'm right. I'm realizing that I'm right. This is confirming that I'm right. Whenever a stock merges, there's automatically uh, getting shares and they're dumping them to make a quick profit. And I'm just reading this. So the Nasdaq under symbol. You see the shares are currently listed in the New York Stock Exchange under RIG, and the Ocean Ridge Class A shares are currently listed. So I noticed that some companies will have two of the same names, but one letter be different. When I see that, I don't know what it means, but I know it has to do with some kind of manipulation. But merge approximately 32. So I don't know, but and I don't really understand this, and I need to watch the SEC filings to really get a better understanding. But just know, anytime a company does a merge, there will be dilution. So when I saw that, um, I didn't see the merge news, but I did saw that they had an offering. So um, so I was careful trading it. So after looking at that, I don't think I looked at anything else. The news, no news, offering, statistics. Um, yeah, so after that, I entered my trade. Um, so right here, you'll see the dashes. I added shares multiple. I added shares. So yeah, the first time I entered, I think I entered with just 100 shares because I was still anticipating that it might go near high day. So I entered with just 100 shares at $4.06. Then when I saw that it was gonna give me what I wanted, and it was gonna pull back. I entered another 500 shares, so I was at 600 shares in total, and it was pretty much $60 per 10-cent gain. And I'm like, the looks of it, it's moving so slow. I mean, it's liquid, but it's kind of like illiquid at the same time. Um, but it was moving so slow. I'm like, man, this stock is really not gonna give me a gain that I'm really interested in. $60 per 10 cent. If it goes down 20 cent, I'm up $120. That's not enough for me with such a low price stock. So I doubled it, and I added another 600 shares, making it 1,200 shares in total. And I was short at $4 flat, and that kind of gave me more of a. I'm trading. I wanted to trade that more. I wanted that. That made me take the trade more seriously. Um, but I changed my risk. So my entry, my average was $4, but my exit was about, I think, $5. Um, or was it $2? It was at 205, $2.05, or was it? I think it was $4.05, or I think I changed it to $4.02. But my risk, I remember looking at it, I changed it to I think $36. So it had been like, yeah, changed it to $36. So my risk was 4.3. So $4.03. It was $36 I was potentially losing to gain what I made right here. So I shorted, and it was just slowly downtrending. Um, if I knew that the float was so high, and if I read the offering, I probably would have stayed a bit longer. But it is a very slow moving stock. Um, Now I'm looking back, it was barely trading over 500 shares, not even 500 shares, 5,000 shares, I mean, per minute. So I probably would have gave it just a bit more patience. But the gains were so, not so much, but I was so happy, not happy, but glad that I was making the gains. I didn't really want to lose it, but I was also trying to be patient with it as well, because after yesterday's major loss, I feel like um, I feel like um, just being smarter. And I hope this is not a momentarily thing where I'm trading smarter and safer just because I after a big loss. I want this loss to sit with me, um, so that I don't make this mistake again. Um, but um, I'll go over it later. But so then it started downtrending. It broke this low of 95. So when it hit 395, I was sitting waiting for it to hit 395. And when it hit it, I was like, okay, now I can be more patient. It's gonna start downtrending, and that's what it did. It started downtrending. It had this little green uptrend, but I'm like, just as long as it doesn't pass this green uptrend, I'm not. I'll stay in and stick to the plan. And then it started downtrending again. It got to a low of 379, and then uptrended. Um, when it hit this high of this candlestick at 89, I could have made 100. I was at $150 in profit, but when I was down here, it was roughly $250. So when I lost that, I was like, okay, that's a big loss. I need to understand, not a big loss, but loss of my gains. And I got to understand when to cover, because you know I'm up so much. Sometimes I don't realize I'm up so much. I just let it ride. And sometimes you just gotta take gains and sell half your shares. But sometimes I don't even do that. So it started downtrending a little bit, going sideways, and I that's when I lost my patience, and I hit an order for, I think, $3.84, and I got it. So I covered and I made $197. Um, I stopped watching it after that. I was trying to like clear my mind because I'm still like stressed. But it uptrended and eventually downtrended. I think it's gonna break this this consolidation right here, this level right here, I think it's gonna go under this candlestick right here of $3.75. Um, by the end of the day, if not, if I was still in this trade, my my exit would be at like 85, bro. 385. Like I'm not gonna wait for it to hit this point or nor this point. 385 will be like where I exit because you can give it patience, but not too much patience. I don't know if it's gonna uptrend like that, uptrend at the last 30 minutes to an hour of the day, but it's possible. But the fact that it uptrended so much shows that um, even though it's a high float stock, 500 over 500 float, over 500 million float, it can still go up. So you gotta be strict on your rules. You can't give it too much patience. I will be watching this tomorrow. If it doesn't fall here, come crashing down. Tomorrow's a new day. After hours in pre-market, I'll be watching it after hours in pre-market to see if it still gives me an opportunity, and I'll look for a short. But every stock that comes crashing at the end of the day, after hours pre-market, it spikes high as fuck. So you got to be ready for that too. So definitely don't hold nothing overnight. I don't care if it benefits you or not, man. I'm not taking that risk. I don't even like holding overnight. But to go back on what I traded yesterday, KOSS, KOSS had did a number after longing it. After longing it yesterday, I think this was yesterday. I don't know what the fuck happened, but right here I longed it, sold it near the high. After longing it here yesterday, um, and you'll see that in my previous video, um, it did this big shit right here. Um, the next day, and today is just fucking just ridiculous. It went up so much. Um, I don't know what to say. Um, Beyond Meat also did the same thing. Um, I was longing in the 200s yesterday, right here, and it just kept fading on my ass. Um, and it continued to fade into the 176, but eventually bounced. I mean, it didn't hit a higher day, but this is what's going on. But what I'm really impressed by is GameStop, GME. Um, I don't even think I traded GameStop at all. I was just watching it, but it had went from you know it was like $20 a month ago or a week ago. Uptrended. I was watching it here. It went from $75 to 100, and then by the end of by the day, it went up to like I think it went up. I can't remember what it went up to, but pre-market, I think it went up like 150 somewhere. Yeah, 150 right here, and then or 160, and then came down 50% off its highs, 61. So it lost $100. So anybody who longed it or shorted, if you shorted it, which is hard to really judge, man, you made a lot. But if you longed it, dog, you lost more than half your money. You lost some more than half your money. But me when I went to work, everybody was talking about it. I'm like telling people how they did so much manipulation, but luckily they propped it back up like a fucking pump and dump. And now the highest point it went to is 385. Like this is ridiculous. This is I I I don't like trading stocks like this. Like I like the uptrend. I like the front part of the move. Don't like the middle or the back side of the move. I mean, if I'm shorting and it has shares available to short and I can control my risk and understand what's going on, then I like the back side of the move. But this middle part of chopping this, I don't fuck with it. I just stay away from it. Um, but yeah, that's what happened, man, and this shit's crazy. But that's the end of my video. Um, I guess the lessons that I can learn today is really just fucking don't trade from what happened yesterday to today. It's really just don't trade shit that you really don't understand and look for straight layups. Like when I traded when I traded KOSS yesterday, um when I traded KOSS yesterday, um it was really just like okay, I really just looked at it like okay, I had longed it here. I don't know why it's not showing. There's a way where I can show my yesterday trades, but I don't. It don't matter. I longed it here, didn't work out. Cut losses quickly. Longed it here, didn't work out. I cut losses kind of quickly, but not really. I was down 150, but I saw a clear possibility with a low risk, and that's what I'm learning. Low risk, clear possibility, layups, and I just go in. Then right here, I longed it again with 100 shares. It pulled back, or 300 shares. It pulled back. That wasn't smart to do because look at your risk. Yeah, it's constantly uptrending, but look at your risk. And it's so fucking simple. If your risk is high, just don't fuck with it. And if it doesn't look like a layup, it doesn't look like something you recognize, don't fuck with it. But I got saved here, and I longed it here, and it pulled back. I was like, what the fuck? I just lost a third of my 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 profits, and then it pushed or half my profits, and it pushed up, and I just sold right there before the hole, like literally a few seconds before the hole. I think I hit it with a market order or a limit order. I don't know, but Beyond Me, my loss on Beyond Me, it's clear as day. Honestly, um, my loss on Beyond Me is clear as day. Um, I entered here or somewhere here or here. You know, I was up, didn't take my kings, and I just started trying to. I just kept entering multiple times. I didn't realize it had an offering or a partnership, and like, bro, where's your risk, bro? Like here, not really, because look at this shit. This is not support. So I did learn from my mistake, but I still don't want to trade no more, and I still don't want to do this like that anymore. I just want to fucking chill. I just want to clear my mind and just focus on what's best for me. Um, and just that's just what it is. But like, I don't want to talk to anybody about the stock market no more. I don't want to study like that right now. I just want to be left alone. I want to be able to help, um, the kids in the neighborhood who really want to learn, and I'm trying to teach them now, and they don't. They don't want to learn, um, and I don't know how to get their attention to teach them. I think the best way is to lead by example. Show them, hey, I just made this much money today. When you get off of school, come holler at me, and I'm gonna show you what I did, and I'm gonna teach you. Um, but I don't know how to get people to want to study. I don't know how to. But I realized this really can change my life. I already knew that, but this really can change my life. It's just, I don't know, I'm just struggling. But the more successful I can be at this, the more I can um, improve others' lives. My dream was to buy my mama her house back, um, or before we lost it, was to fix up the house and make it look really nice. We lost the house, and then my sister just bought my mama a house to live with her. So my dream is not really over. The opportunity is not really gone. It kind of is, and I'm hurt, but it's not because my siblings did it, and I still can get that house back. But it hurts to know that my sister did it before me, and it pisses me off. But I guess I'll just keep my head up.